Welcome to the International Fab Talks, my dear friends. It's time again to connect with our special guest and celebrity, Miss Sradhanjali Dasgupta, all the way from Kolkata, West Bengal, India. She's a beautiful person with a pure heart. There's the inner child in her alive, and she would love to spread that happiness and joy with everyone, understand other people's pain and perspective in life, and as well as share her own life story with us today on the International Fab Talks, how she could be an inspiration to you. To me, she's an inspiration. To me, she's a very simple person, a very humble person, a person who you should get to know at a deeper level. I really admire her the way she is and the way she's trying to express herself, especially when she speaks about how other people begin to judge. The moment you start to judge others, you lose everything. So do not judge others. Let's begin to love and create a positive impact in this world. Let's get to know more about our special guest and friend for today, that is Miss Sradhanjali Dasgupta. Dear ma'am, we'd like to come back to you and go ahead with the next question. Next question ये है कि भाई आप इस दुनिया में एक ऐसी चेंज कुछ लाना चाहेंगे? Do you love to bring a beautiful change in the world? What is the beautiful change you would like to work for and bring about?
There are so many changes I would love. Number one is hatred. I would request from the bottom of my heart not to hate anyone. None are superior, none are inferior. I have seen the reality, as I said. The harsh reality is the time we are dying. That time everyone are being buried. So the hatred one. Then is the comparing. I am good in this, she is not. Especially it happens when we are living in a family, whether joint family, small family, anywhere. If the individual or the parents are having two daughter, two sons, or one daughter, one son, they are always at the back of comparing. My daughter know this. Why my son, being my blood, you don't know. Then is the acceptance. We should be readily accepting everyone, whether that individual is from queer community, trans community, sex worker, below poverty level, anywhere. Because at the end of the day, we all are individual. So three things I would like the three things I would love to bring a change in, and apart from that, education for all. Like it should be mandatory, no matter whether it's a private, whether it's a government. I have seen people struggling to get in government colleges or in private schools. So that should be very affordable. No matter what, these are the four changes which I am working on, especially when I say myself as an activist. I try to do that. It's not only that for the sake of my visiting card or for the sake of all the sites and everything. I do work. Like I have written a book. Law. It's 1 year. My book has been turned, and whatever money I derive from that, I do give to the sex worker. And people are like, "Are you give to sex worker, not to women?" I said they are women. For me, none. I don't distinguish whether they are from very rich family background, because I know one of a sex worker. Her mom, dad, both were gynecologists. But somehow she was in a relationship with a bad guy. I won't say bad guy, but for the sense of faith, she had full trust on the guy, and she landed up in this light. But I see a very positive vibes, because she says me whenever she mom dad both were gynecologists, and whenever I feel that something I am getting issue or some problem, gynae problem I'm having, I do call her up, and she was like, "For gynae issue you are calling me up, Didi?" I said, "Yes, please help me out." And yes, please don't ask anything for free, because I have seen there are so many things they like. I would love to give an example. The day one of my friend came to know that one of a sex worker is a friend of mine and she is from the gynae background, she said me, "Are she knows you are supporting them. Chal, free में appointment दे दे उसको." I said, "Why?" She deserves, even if I'm paying $50 or 50 rupees, she deserves something. So whenever I make it a point, whenever I take any help from someone, if the individual is not asking for money, I try to give some homemade courier. I do give home courier to that individual. It can be a small gift, but I give something. I don't ask anyone that, yes, you are a friend of mine. Chal, free में कर दे मेरे को. So I don't take this advantage, neither my mom that, because this was my thought. My dad inculcated in me that if your aunt every time is asking free that you are my brother, do it, do it, do it, how would you feel? I said, I would feel very bad. That is the thing my father said me. So these are the few changes. These are not very huge changes, but every individual, if we are doing, we can definitely bring up this change, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that our world will be better, a best place. I won't say better, rather best place to stay, and we should be like that.
Wonderful. That's so nice of you. Thank you for sharing all of that. Wonderful. Very happy with all the sharings that you've given today, especially on this question. Also, you've given a clear cut picture of how you want to bring a change in the world, where the change has to be brought. Very nice. Yes. Dear ma'am, how would you explain this question? Smart work and hard work. Ka antar bata dijiye.
See, I don't know what would be a definition as per everyone, but I prefer to do smart work. How? Every day when I'm getting up or when I'm going to bed, I write down all my works, what I'm having on my next day. If it is nothing, I'm good to go. I can go for a ride with my brother. But I have seen there are so many friends of mine in class 10, whether class 12, all the board exam, they were almost 24 hours out of 24 hours, only 3 to 4 or 5 hours they used to take a break, and they were like inside the book. And I used to think how much they are going to score out of 100. Luckily, I right now I'm saying, I don't know if I give the link after this, they are going to get literally bombarded with me. But in history, I was the topper of my class. Apart from science subject, I was the topper. But honestly, not even for 3 hours I used to study. In college also, it was the same. Graduation. In masters also, it was the same. I was the topper from my West Bengal for masters and PGD BC. So I don't prefer hard work. But because I am doing hard work, out of that I'm not getting a result. So I prefer to do very smart oriented work, planning. Whatever I am having on my next day, I am going to write it down, and I need sticky notes. It's not that in my Google Calendar I'm going to mark, because as I said, I'm not very I am technical friendly, but if I miss it, if my phone goes for a silent mode, I am not going to get the notification that yes, from 3 o'clock or from 4:30 I'm having a work. So I do make a diary, and I have a journal. I wouldn't say a journal, but it's a big diary which I purchased it. And every year I do make it a point to purchase that diary, and I'm going to write it down. And when it comes to studying, I don't study everything, but whatever I study to the fullest, so that no one can say me that Shraddhanjali ko ye nahi aata. I am like last and Sunday only I was taking an interview for a college. So it was like our departmental HOD said, Shraddhanjali, as you are leaving our college, I won't be available because the HOD is pregnant. So she said me, Shraddhanjali, ye kaam tum mere liye kar dena. I said, okay, fine. Sunday, holiday, chutti hai, I will be taking interviews. So it was 10 interviews. And all the practitioner, mental health practitioner, counselors, therapists, healer, they were having more than 10 plus years of experience as per CV. I was very shocked because I am only having 7 or 6 years experience. So the moment I was in my interview, I was very, I don't know what happened, but I was very nervous to take their interview because they were quite senior to me. And one question I asked everyone, what is the difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar 2? Being a therapist, none were being able to give the answer. Some were like, Shraddhanjali, I don't know the answer. Please tell me the answer. The one who were having a practice for more than 20 years, in fact, that doctor also said me, honestly मेरे को पता नहीं, please बोल देना. So there were my success. But if someone have asked me a question regarding stat, most probably I wouldn't have given any answer. But I made it a point that whatever till that I study or I am studying, if I'm studying out of 10, 5 chapter, it's a bet that in 5 chapters, no one can touch me. So we should be very clear on our path that whatever we are doing, we have to give our best. It's not like that we are walking, we are sweating, we are not having a time for relaxation, we are not having a time for switching on our social media, because I have seen many of my people saying, I don't have time to switch on Facebook to even upload a picture. I say, why? I have so much of work. That is not a work. That is just you are hardworking. So instead of so much of hard work, in fact, we all put hard effort, but make it a point that these are the things I have to do. And I don't know whether everyone can do or not, but I have done and still I'm doing. If I am completing a work, I tick it off and I hug myself, because that is a positive thing for me, because we are always at the back that mummy ko hug karna hai, papa ko hug karna hai. We people are hugging us, but how many of us we hug our own self? So whenever I complete a work and my brother is like, what is this? What you are doing? I said, this is my enforcement, because I don't need anyone to give me gifts. But this is my own way of treating myself. Yes, I did it. So whenever we are doing, even if the work is 80%, I hug myself. It's not that always do I can gift myself diamond or necklace or anything. I make it a point to hug myself, and I feel something vibes going on within me, so that I can accomplish my next tasks. So hard work and say smart work, I do go for smart work, because we have to, and definitely one of my students said me, we have to be very specific that मेरे को ये करना है, तो कितने दिनों में करना है, whether it's 10 days, 1 month, or even 2 months. We should have a clear picture. And if it is extending, I would request that individual to stop, because if the work is being going on for a longer time, it's not meant for you. Because the day when I was going for my Oracle classes, Oracle did not attract me. My energies was not with Oracle. Then my therapist healer said me, Shraddhanjali, you are attracting your angels. So angels were for me. Though I was very interested in learning Oracle and everything, it did not happen with me. So firstly, we have to understand what we are wanting to do. We should have a clear discussion with our own self. No one is asking for your explanation that, yes, please explain me. People will be asking. But at the end of the day, it's you who have to be very comfortable with your work life, and you have to be having a sense of judgment or sense of relaxation. Yes, I did it, because at times it happens I'm not being able to relate to my client, or I'm not being able to do justice to my clients. So I tell them, please, can you come after 5 days or after 1 week? And if they are telling me, yes, I can come, it's well and good. And at certain point of time, I have seen, especially people say, I am getting negative feedback. Why will I be doing that? I should say, the more negative feedback you are getting, or that individual is getting, the more positive work you are doing. Because I have seen in my own cases, people are always criticizing. How did you become this? How did you achieve this? How did I do? I don't know. But I want to tell, please don't get disheartened, because when people are, especially students, I am putting so much of effort, still I'm not being able to crack certain exams, big exams. So I said, have faith on yourself, have faith on all the angels, because I definitely teach all my students the angelic view, and I do give all my students angels. And I'll tell them, whatever you are doing or whatever you want to do, don't tell anyone. Instead, hold your angel, close your eyes, and tell your angel in a very whispering way. If your angel is responding, you can connect with your angel, because all the energies are within us. No one can feel the energy. Only you, and the way you are holding your angels. And I have seen mark differences happen if people are holding their angels and they have given a feedback that it happens. So instead of putting hard work, be it in a very smart way. Do it in a very smart way. As the smartest definition goes, but I don't go with the definition. But I go in this way. Have a clear cut mindset up within what the duration you are going to do and how you are going to do. Step by step. It's not that for step one, you are going to jump to step four because step four was easy. So the hardest you are going to do, the more challenges you are going to get. And if you are going on with the challenges, I can assure every individual, you will be more the strongest, not the stronger, strongest individual people will be facing, because there are times people are going to demotivate you. And if you are strongest, no one, even you yourself at times won't be getting disheartened that I did not do it. So this is what my definition with smart and my definition with hard work goes. I don't prefer doing hard work all the time. It's very smart way. Smart doesn't mean that only in phone or only in tablet or only in all the gadgets. My smart is that the books and copies, and I'm going to write it down. And the day I'm going to achieve it, it's a big hug I'm going to give. Bus, nothing else.
Perfect, perfect, ma'am. A takeaway for me to hug myself to feel good when I finish a work or complete a task.
Yes, I generally do it this way. The more because I have seen when people are doing the hug and they give a response, that suddenly what happens? I'm getting such an energies. I said, yes, that is the thing, because you are holding your hand like this and the angels are hugging you. The more angels, the more guardians are hugging you, and so you are hugging yourself. Because many a time people say, I can't hug myself. I said that means you are not connected with your energies. You have to get connected to your energies. Then only you will be healed up. It's not always that we have to go to someone to get healed. It can be small, small things which can be done. When you are doing something, hug yourself. When you are not even doing something, tell you can do it. Pat on your back and say, we can do it. These are the small techniques my therapist said me when I was doing, and I still follow all these things.
Wonderful, ma'am. And we thank you so much for sharing all of this. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, the next question coming up is, do you have any dream projects? And if yes, what are they?
Yes, I have lined up two more major dream projects for me. I'm working on that. Number one is the government approval for all the trans communities to get a good, I won't say a superb, they can do, but a majority mandatory education, because my friends are from queer community and I have seen they are not being given chance to work in certain companies, whether it's corporate, whether it's teaching sector, because when at times happen, I have seen my own mother, a trans woman, she came as a servant. She did not keep because a biasness was there. Are kya hoga? Why should we keep? So my project is that I am going for a very smaller version of that. I don't know whether I will be able to achieve the bigger version, but yes, in the upcoming 2 years, I am going to go with very small schools where only queer and trans are going to teach. And the schools will be in India, Kolkata, in my area itself, because outside I can't go, and West Bengal also I can't intervene. But in my area, with the help of my mom, especially with my mom, my dad, and few of my friends, we are building up school. It has almost started, where the school, the teachers, the receptionist, everyone in the school will be from queer community and trans community. And in the school, the sex worker child are the students. We are not focusing on a very major big student, but with the 50 in per classes or 40, and the students will be from the sex community because they are deprived. If something illegally, or they did not go for any abortion, or they do not go for any pills, what happened? They conceive a baby, and that baby is not being not readily being accepted by the society. So in one school, I'm trying to do everything for sex worker and for queer community, and the school has almost started, the project has almost started. We got the approval from the government, because we needed a approval, because I wanted it to be a government, so that we get the registration very easily. And last week, my father got he did the puja from there, and it has started. By next year, the school will be, hopefully, it will be full fledged, not full fledged, but the inauguration will be done. Inauguration will only be done by the sex workers and teachers, staffs, everyone will be from queer community. But because I'm not welcoming everyone, but it will only be from certain communities. This is number one. And number two is I don't know whether, but it's 80% created. I have created a nail extension spa where only nail extension, hair extension, like beauty parlor, where sex worker will be working. Like they are going to do the nail extension, they are going to do the eyebrow extension, everything they are going to do. So these are the two projects, and I have taken almost no interview because I am no one to take their interview. They are special to me. So the only basic criteria is they have to be from this community. But these are the two biggest projects in the upcoming 1 year I'm going to go with.
I really applaud you, ma'am, for taking up this initiative, to include these people inside and give them jobs, give them dignity, make them feel good. Like instead of, having them out of the society, cut off, you are that one person who wants to focus on their growth, on their development. That is very nice. And I'm sure you're going to really, rock it, and you're going to really succeed in what you've been deciding to do. Your dream projects are really wonderful, and we are with you, committed to your commitment of creating a beautiful school and having all of them with you, and taking the process further. That's really very nice, and it's something unique. I'm just thinking, pondering over it. This young lady, she has this much of courage and grit and determination to think all of this in such a high way, in a higher level, where all of us, we don't take that much of effort to go into that. We're all concerned with ourselves.
Yeah.
Ourselves, me, my family. It's all about me. But you are focused on the we, W-E-V. Let all of us join together and create a beautiful world.
Yes, actually, I do have an organization. It's a online and it's not a big, where every month I have taken, not I, but my whole team, where we have acid attackers, survivors, and we conduct lives. And last week, like I tried to get, and one of my friends said me, "Ari, why you are working with this underprivileged company? Because individuals, because they are of this, they don't have a good face." So I know one of an incident of one of my friend. She was being acid attacked, and she was pretty beautiful. She won so many beauty pageant. I got the inspiration from her only that to have a title and a king and a badge over my head. She somehow got in a relationship with a wrong guy, and she rejected the guy that I won't be getting married to you, because the guy was, I won't say mentally ill, but he was addicted to heroines and all this stuff. So the guy, once she was going to her college, and the guy threw acid over her face. And it has been more than 100 stitches or 100 operation which has been done only with her face to get her face back. Unfortunately, it did not happen. So she was suffering from trauma and depression. She was literally not talking to anyone. And she says me that I was the best friend of her, but she even did not spoke to me. Well, I don't know. After a few months, I got in touch with her. I called her up. She did not. So I went her in her house. Then she said me, Shraddhanjali, mere ko kuch karna hai, because I'm not being able to see myself. I don't have any mirror in my house. Do you know? I said, yes, I can very well will it. So from there we started, and people are always at the back of me saying, why do you walk with underprivileged? Kya khushi milte hai tumko? Then I give, I don't know why, but I give the answer, yehi mera khushi hai. If I'm working with sex worker, if I'm working with acid attacker, and if I'm working with the queer community, I don't know what, I get I get so much of energy because they are very underprivileged as per the compared norms, but they are highly accomplished. But whatever they think, they can, because I have attended few of the programs of trans and queer community. They are so systematically organized from this time to this time, from this time, they do maintain a perfect relationship, perfect balance of everything. So this is what I wanted to connect to, because there are individuals who don't want to work. And I want to say, please work with them. At least, I don't know how many can work, but every time we can't give financial support, but the moral, the support, the physical support, that is the hug, or holding the hand like this and saying, I am with you, no matter. So this is what they want. And I have seen, and whenever I get something out of my book, I do give it to the sex worker. And my book publishers team were like, Shraddhanjali, won't you be taking the amount? I said, no, I won't be taking the amount. Please give it to them. So this is where I work with. So I then love doing all these things.
Wonderful, ma'am. That's really very nice. You know, I get pleasure, I get joy, I get inner satisfaction helping the underprivileged. इसी में मुझे खुशी मिलती है, इसी में ही खुशी मिलती है मुझे. बहुत अच्छा मैम. बहुत कम लोग ऐसे सोचते हैं, बहुत कम. Yes, dear. That's very nice. Very great of you. In fact, my dear friends, all of you should be inspired, to think about others, not only me, not only it's me, it's the outer world as well. जिसको समझना है और उनका मदद भी करना है, उनके साथ भी चलना है, अच्छे बातें भी करना है और सम्मान भी करना है उनका. Very nice. Dear ma'am, would you like to name a few best friends today on this platform?
Yes, I do have two of my best friends. Number one is Rajnita. She was my college friend. Like whenever I am suffering, I am having any issue, I am like, अरे मेरे को बोलो बोलो कैसे करना है. तो Rajnita, she is one of my best friend. Next, my best friend is Shaheli. She is also one of my best friend, and she is a sex worker. And whenever I am like, please help me, bol dena, please मेरे को बोल देना, and she's like, अरे why you are disturbing me? I am not the correct person. I am a sex worker. I said, no, you are a gynecologist. And honestly, I want to say, when Shahili, she cracked her MBBS exam, she gave all the entrances. But in her final year, she took a bad decision and the unlucky decision. And somehow she landed in this world. So she is one of my best friends. It's Amrita. She's again one of my best friends. She's an acid attack survivor. She's like my strength, like biggest strength. Whenever I feel that why do I'm not being able to give, or why, and I don't know what cosmic connection I'm having with her. Whenever I'm thinking that मेरे से नहीं होगा, that moment only I'm going to get a phone call from her. What you are doing? And I'm like, तेरे को कैसे पता चलता है कि right now I'm very sad. And these are the three friends, best friend of mine, who are not there only in my happy time, but they are always at the back of me when I'm like literally, when I was literally suffering from mental health issue, that is depression, and I was under therapeutic treatment and I was in medication. Because as I said, I was in a bad relationship, where I won't say a bad relationship because I don't term anything as bad, but the energies did not match. And so I landed up in my divorce and everything. But they supported me, apart from my mom and dad. They supported me. And the list is endless, because all the sex workers, all the queer communities, all the acid attacks, Moshum is there, Momita is there, Akanksha is there. They are like literally the backbone of me. Like, mom, that to hai hai. They will be the support. But if someone says, because 24/7, I'm not with my mom and dad, I have to go out. I have to see certain people, I have to take their energies. And whenever I'm like, I can't do it, they are always at the back of me in supporting, like, you can. These two terms, you can. I don't know why, but this is the my energy. I get it from them. And they will be my support. Like, people do say that girls can't be your girl's good friend, or a boy can't be a girl's good friend. This is totally wrong for me, because many are there who are in the queer community, either they are trans men, or they are gay, or they are sex, but they are always at the, like, if I turn up my phone and if I don't have to search कि मेरे को किसको call करना है. The moment I will switch on my phone, I'm like, if I need this individual, they will be. Something 5 to 10 minutes, there will be issues like traffic issues, this issue. But yes, I know at the end of the day, if I'm going to call that individual, they will be there for me. So in my phone list, I have more than 1,000 contacts. And in my 1,000 contacts only, I'm very sure I'm going to get 1,000 individuals. So this is what.
How nice. That's really so nice. Such a lot of, energy that you have, that you share with others, and others are giving back to you. You're so confident of your friends, your best friends, जिनके नाम आप लिए हैं अभी, कि भाई ये सब लोग हैं मेरे साथ, जब कभी मैं लो हूँ, डाउन हूँ, तो ये सभी मेरे साथ हैं. So that is wonderful. Very nice. That's beautiful. We send all the love and all the positive energy to Shraddhanjali ma'am's friends across the world, across different communities. She's a very nice person, and she's really sending her love to all of you. And we thank you for being a part of her life. And she's mentioned about you all today on the International Fab Talks. सबके लिए हमारी तरफ से, what you say, best wishes to all of you. And we respect you as you are. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, shall we come down to the senior citizens, ma'am? We'll take a topic with the senior citizens. We've seen many of the senior citizens, they don't have any savings. They have given all their money for their children, educated them. अभी उनके पास कुछ भी नहीं है. तो ऐसे लोग, they are abandoned, छोड़ देते, घर परिवार वाले भी छोड़ देते उनको कि भाई अब हमसे भी नहीं होगा. तो ऐसे लोग कुछ भी नहीं है, ओल्ड एज होम्स में चले जाते हैं, या कभी बस स्टॉप्स, रेलवे स्टेशन में बैठते हैं. तो द क्वेश्चन यहाँ पर है, द यूथ ऑफ इंडिया, शुड दे स्टार्ट सेविंग फॉर द रिटायरमेंट? अपने लिए भी कुछ बचा के रखना है, ताकि हमारे जिंदगी इनकी तरह ना बने जो अभी ओल्ड एज होम्स में है. इफ दे हैव द मनी, दे वुड हैव रियली हैड lived their own lives. So many of them don't have a single penny. So what is the advice for the youth? Should they start savings for retirement?
Yes, definitely. कुछ तो savings करना होगा. But I would like to say a clinical case of mine. It was in my hospital, and I was literally, I don't know, that was a sad. I was literally missing by both my grandmothers and grandpas. So I was seeing the pictures of them with me, and I was so small that time. Suddenly, a client came of mine, and she wanted to pen down or to vent. So I was like, okay, sit down. Husband, wife, and both the daughters. And the husband started saying all the negative word about her mom, and the wife started saying all the negative words that my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, this started, my mom, my dad, they do give small like 1 rupee, 2 rupee chocolates to my son, chocolates to my daughter, and I don't want, because I have given so much of expensive food to my daughter and son. And my mom, she has pension for 10,000 rupees, and within that 10,000 rupees, she spares all the things, and she gives my daughter 1 rupee ka chocolate. Do you know, doctor, how painful it is? That was my first case, and my last case I reacted. My grandmom was a working lady, and whenever she used to come to my place every Thursday, it was a holiday for her, and every Wednesday night she used to reach my place over here, and she used to bring lizard chocolate. We call it as tik-tiki lozenge in Bengali, and I used to love it. It was for 50 paisa. Back during that time, it was 2001, 2002. And I used to enjoy it. Right now, I do miss the chocolate. Now, no chocolate can compare that loving, that blessings, that care she used to give. Though my father earned more than my grandmother, or my mother earned more than my grandmother, but the love she used to bring, she used to give me this big chocolates. I did not still forget. And what happened? The moment we as a daughter, we as a son are growing, we are earning something, we do forget the pain our mom and dad takes or have taken back to do everything. Because I have seen my father, he used to ride cycle, he used to go everywhere. Right now he is not riding cycle, but he is driving car or bike, everything. But if I do forget what are the sacrifices he as a father did, do I think that I am an individual? I'm not a human being itself. So I do work with certain old age home or vidashram where I will be showing the pictures in my to you in Insta, like in WhatsApp. They are like, whenever I go, I don't do any therapeutic treatment. I don't do anything. Just I will be going and visiting them with a bunches of fruits and vegetables because they do like. They are like, they call me by my name, no ma'am, no didi, and I'm pretty happy with that. And they say, why did my son do so? My son is a doctor. Some says my son is a IPS officer. I don't understand why, as a son and daughter, we have to send our mom and dad. And there are certain individuals who thinks it's very normal, but I don't feel, because till then my grandmom, both my grandmom from father's side, from mother's side, both my grandfather from father's side and mother's side, they were with me. I used to take care every single thing, starting from combing their hair, cutting off the nails, and from cleaning them. In fact, bathing them, bathing my grandmother too. So they don't deserve anything. Like, they don't need anything, just they need the care and affection. Because when an individual is turning from adolescents to geriatric populations, they can't eat this big food, or because the appetite changes. They are like little babies, so we have to take care. We can save, but I believe in one thing: the one who are doing bad with their parents, they do get certain things in return. Because in my community where I stay, I have seen certain individuals are pushing out their dads. Like the daughter, she have thrown away all the luggages. And after 5 years, right now I can see what the daughter is going through. Even if she have saved, she was like the daughter and the husband both were in a very good position of a government sector. They have everything: three storage building, like what car I don't know, but they have a this decent car, everything. But they don't have anyone to take care of them. So out of nothing, we as an individual also we can think that अरे ये तो हम लोग का पापा मम्मी थे ना. So we can save. I advise everyone, save करो, जितना खुशी save करो. But please make it sure that you do something in return. Like today, if I'm thinking about helping my colleagues, they will be helping me. That is the surety I can give, that yes, in an instant, if I'm in a trouble, they will be coming and helping me. But if I'm not helping my mom and dad, help doesn't mean only financially. It's the emotional support. Like the way I go to the old age home and they are literally crying. Their happiness, उन लोग के happiness बोल के कुछ नहीं है. Their happiness is only with their son, with their daughter, daughter-in-law, son-in-law. I say, why you are thinking of them? They are not thinking of you. And I am associated with two old age home Vidyashram for nearly 7 years. And hardly I have seen people coming up to them. Daughter, she is established abroad. Son, abroad. उन लोग का, like they got married also. They are also settled abroad. They have child, big child, small child, I won't say, but they are settled. They are financially good, but they don't come to meet their mom and dad. It's the outsiders like me or other consultants or anyone. We have to go. And it's not that I am bound to go, but I don't know, they call me every time. Every Sunday hoga, they will be calling me from the Vidyashram ka phone se, they will be telling, how are you, dear? And they call me by their name, in both the Vidyashram, they call me by their name, and I'm the daughter. So this is what I see. If I say today, if I tell my mom and dad, आप लोग Vidyashram चले जाओ, they can go. But what I am going to miss now, because they took so much of pain. And unless and until, I am not telling that everyone have to be a mother, but I would request, if anyone is getting a chance, please visit our labor room. The day I interned in the labor room, I was pretty bad in my mental. I was like, it was a traumatic situation. The pain the mom are going. the emotional, and it was a very painful thing. I requested my gynecologist doctor that I want to see a baby coming out, the OT portion. And it was not even 10 minutes I could stand. It was a normal delivery. I could not stand because the pain the mother was taking to bring out the baby in the world, and what in return the we as a son and daughter are doing. In fact, it happens. I am not going to say, but in fact, it happens. I do shout with my mom and dad. But in my back of the mind, I am pretty sure if I'm not earning a hefty amount also, if I'm earning 100 rupees in a day, I'm going to keep my mom and dad with me. Not even I'm not going to give to my brother. I said that if you are not going to take the pain, or if you are not going to take, because वो लोग हो जाता है कि बोझ हो जाता है, that they are old, they are going to do this, they are going to do that. I said my mom and dad, I am going to take every single care, and I mean it, because I don't know why. I have seen the pain my mom. I won't say only my mom. It was a third intervention of a mom where I saw the OT. A normal cesarean delivery, so it's okay. But the after the stitches in the stomach, it's painful. And this normal delivery, it's so painful. I then came up to my mother. I don't know, that night I hugged my mother because I heard that I and my brother both were a normal baby. And the pain the mother takes, pain the mother is taking physically, the emotional and the financial pain the father is taking. So it's a request. People can save. It can be like, yes, but I don't feel there is a need to give the parents or let the parents go in the Vidyashram. It can be a small family, but a very happy family. Every time it can't be happy because I do shout at my mom do shout at me. I do get a beating from my father also still. Yesterday night also my father slapped me because I was talking with him in a very bad tone. He slapped me. But I never thought that, okay, chalo, in loco, I am going to give it. I am going to throw it. Because I don't know, without them, still, I don't know, even still, if I am choosing a dress, I don't know what to wear with that dress, either pajama or kurta, and I have to call my ma, like my mother. So it's very painful that people think that I'm going to send my mom and dad. So it's only a request. Please, please don't send your mom and dad. Instead, if you are having a small earning also, you can divide that food and eat it. Sleep in a very bad position, but yes, keep your mom. That is the blessing. We don't see God. In form of God, we can see individuals, mom and dad. So that is what I feel too.
Very nice, ma'am. Thank you for sharing all of that. That's very, very nice. And you're working with the senior citizens. That is also extremely nice. And I love the way you said, I'm going to take care of my mom and dad. Even if I earn 100 rupees a day, I'll keep my mom and dad with me.
Yes, I said him. Like every month, I do make it a point to give something to my mom, something to my dad, and something to my brother. And last month, we had a fight. Like I and my brother were fighting that he was saying, if you are going to get married, how you are going to keep your mom and dad? Because you are going to get your mother-in-law and your father-in-law. So I shouted on my brother and said, I'm going to keep my mother-in-law, my father and father-in-law both in a room. If I'm having a small room also, we can adjust. Because after all, when we are human beings, every individual can adjust somewhere or the other. Just we have to identify. And he was like, okay, so I will be burden free. I said, yes, this is the mistake you as a teenager, every individual does, that they are burdened. So they are not burdened because whatever, as my mom was a clinical psychologist and right now she doesn't work anywhere. She is a full-time 24 into 7 housewife. But when I know when I'm coming back from my hospitals or from my clinics, I will be getting someone who will be opening the door for me and who will be waiting for the food. Like last day only, it was 2. I said my mother that within 2 p.m. I'm going to come and then we are going to have our lunch together. It was 3:30. Still, I was in train because it was something issue. The train was having something. At 4:30, I came to my place. Still, she did not had her lunch. She was sitting for me that yes, both of us, it's nothing. It was not a very huge like lunch she made, but it was a very small lunch. I will be eating my own fruits and she will be eating her chapati, dal, and vegetables. But she was sitting continuously for 2 hours. And then after that eating, I gave her the pills, the medicines, then she slept. So this is the love. No one outside world can give. We can give everything. We can buy phone, we can buy house, but that is materialistic. Like it's not a long lasting. I have seen people who are staying in slum. They are more happy because they have everyone in the small quota. So this is what I said my mom and I said my brother also, that agar tumhe bhi chahiye, I will be keeping you, and if you need your wife also, they will be also coming, because I need everyone, whether mom, dad, and if everyone wants to come, I am welcome. I will be working hard that time, but सबको मेरे घर पे allowed है. So that is what I should feel, that we should not neglect the old people, because they don't need financial things. They need only support and only care, because they are the babies that time. So this is what I felt when I was walking, and when I'm walking as a, I'm not walking, but I visit the old age homes and I feel the pain of them. So this is what.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. That's really very nice. Thank you so much. We really love to have more and more and listen to your session. There's lots that you have to share. It's really a wonderful session with you today. Dear friends, it's really been a very nice session with ma'am. We'll get to know more about ma'am in a few more minutes. Let's get connected again to ma'am. Of course, I'll have a small talk now with ma'am, and then we'll be back with you, dear friends. Dear ma'am, we'll take a small break and be back again after 10 minutes. Okay, that's really very nice for sharing that, and I love the way you said मेरे घर में सब लोग welcome है, mom, dad, मेरे भैया, उनके परिवार, सब लोग. छोटा घर छोटा भी हो तो खुशी
तो भी चलेगा.
ज्यादा चलेगा और खुशी ज्यादा भी रहेगी.
हाँ.
पास अगर कोई भी नहीं है उसमें तो क्या फायदा है ना.
हाँ.
Yes, no matter the house is small, but there should be love, there should be care, there should be understanding. So that's what our guest is. She's talking from within, from what's inside her heart. She's a very genuine person. Jahan tak mujhe malum hai ki you're very genuine. You're very, you have the inner child in you. You have even that maturity levels in you. You're a mix of everything, ma'am. And that makes you really special. कि भाई आप सभी का ध्यान रखना चाह रहे कि भाई everyone in the picture. मैं अकेली नहीं हूँ. मेरा energy, positive energy सभी को जाना. It should spread. So you're a candle spreading your light across the world. Yes, that's wonderful, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for this session. We'll be connected with you again very soon. Dear friends, we'd like to thank our ma'am for being with us now. We'll be connected again very soon with her. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. So friends, stay tuned. We'll just take a short break and we'll be back. Stay tuned.